author of the Detour and Foresight Mindset Shaping Your Future, leadership and life coach, and also a motivational speaker. My goal as a speaker is to help people on how they can move from where they are to wherever they want to be with clarity, whatever that point may be. And today I'll be speaking to us on a topic about leadership. I'm speaking to us on leadership. And before I dive deep into today's message, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also share this video with your family and friends. And this talk on leadership is about reclaiming the true meaning of leadership, not as something given to you by others, but as something discovered within you. What is leadership? Leadership is discovering something that's worth dying for. And there is no one in the history who demonstrated this truth like Nelson Mandela. In one of his messages, he's quoted by saying, "I have fought against white domination, I have fought against black domination, I have cherished the ideal of a free democratic society in which all persons will live together with equal opportunities. It is an ideal that I'm prepared to live for, but if needs be, it is an ideal that I'm prepared to die for." What a discovery. And so it's important that you discover something that's worth dying for. But again, who is a leader? A leader is a person who has found his own path. A leader is a person who has found his own path. At the early stage of leadership, leadership has nothing, or becoming a leader has nothing to do with the followers, but it has got everything to do with finding your own path. I believe one of the reasons why we lack authentic leaders in this time in history is because we have people seeking followers rather than finding their own path. And we wonder why they fail as leaders. We wonder why they even fail us as followers, because we have picked these people who are claiming to be leaders, but they have not yet found their own path. So becoming a leader has everything to do with finding your own path. What do you want to do with your life? As a matter of fact, leaders do not set out to be leaders. Leaders don't set out to be leaders. Leaders, they set out to live their lives and expressing themselves fully. And when that expression becomes of value, that's when they become leaders. I believe Nelson Mandela didn't just wake up and claimed that he was a leader. No, I believe Nelson Mandela was living his life and expressing himself fully. And when that expression became of value, that's when he became a leader. So becoming a leader has nothing to do with followers, but it has got everything to do with finding your own path. What is it that you want to do with your life? What is it that you have discovered about yourself that's worth dying for? When you find that thing that it's worth dying for, and that's when you become a leader. And I'm going to quickly share with us one of the characteristics of a true leader. What is the characteristic of a true leader? Number one, I'm just going to share one characteristic today, but then in the next video, I'm going to dive deep and share more characteristics of great leaders. A true leader must have passion. Passion is the driving force behind a great leader. With that passion, you are building your life on a shaky foundation, which might as well need restructuring later on. So find the area that you are passionate about. What is it that you are passionate about? In 1963, 28th August 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. gave his famous speech, "I Have a Dream." And it is recorded that more than 200,000 people gathered to hear Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream. And I questioned myself, why is it that more than 200,000 people gathered to hear Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream? Here was a man who wasn't telling people that he had a plan, which to most of us seems more appealing. When people want to follow you or to support your cause, most of the times they will ask, what's your plan? But here was a man who was just focusing on his dream. And yet, more than 200,000 people gathered to hear Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream. And I questioned myself, for someone like me who's in this speaking industry, and one day in my lifetime, I want to speak to more than 200,000 people. And for me, this was very interesting. So I listened to Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech over and over again. I read almost everything about Martin Luther King Jr. But one day, I realized that Martin Luther King Jr., he passionately communicated his passion. The reason why more than 200,000 people gathered on Lincoln Memorial steps to hear Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream speech was the fact that he passionately communicated his passion. And when his passion was communicated, he gave hope and inspiration to many others. And it was those whom he inspired. It was those whom he gave hope to. Those were the people who supported Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream. So a leader, a great leader must have passion. A great leader must first find a path. A great leader must find something that's worth dying for. That's how you become a leader, guys. Don't go out chasing for titles. Don't go out seeking for validation. Chase your path. That's how you become a leader, no matter where you are. Because I strongly, every one of us is a leader. It doesn't matter if you are working as a receptionist, you are that and a leader. It doesn't matter if you are working as a security guard, you are that and a leader. And the sooner you can believe and realize this truth, the sooner you can consciously focus on your journey towards becoming a leader. Every one of us has the seed of leadership inside of us. So realize that truth and believe it and begin to carry yourself as a leader. Begin to express yourself as a leader. Don't seek for validation. Don't seek for approval. Don't seek for someone to come and applaud you first before you begin to see yourself as a leader. Carry yourself as one, chase your own path, and live your life with the truth. And so understand as well that the word passion, understand that the characteristic of becoming a great leader, like passion, it comes with enthusiasm. And enthusiasm is a very interesting word. It is originally taken from a Greek word called entheos, E-N-T-H-E-O-S. And the word entheos means God within. And that simply means God is in the heart of every man and woman who is possessed by a vision or a dream. God is in the heart of every man and woman who is possessed by a vision and a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I come to the end of this talk on leadership. Discover something, discover the path worth dying for. Become a great leader by discovering the path worth dying for. Look at the life of Nelson Mandela and study the lives of people like Martin Luther King Jr., people whose names have been imprinted in those glorious credits called history. How did they become great leaders? By chasing their path, by expressing themselves fully, by living a life of meaning. That's how you reclaim the true meaning of leadership. not as something that is given to you by others, but as something that you discover within yourself. Please, if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with your family and friends. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a good night.